to my kitchen. Oh, look at, my husband bought me flowers because my birthday's on Monday. I'm very excited about that. Anyways, we're making pizza because it's my birthday weekend and that's what I want. So I will show you how I put the ingredients together, but I did that last night so that hopefully this could be a little more smooth of a video. I'm still learning, y'all. Anyway, so it is now nice and bubbly and risen, and now we're gonna roll it out. I'm gonna show you how I put it together. It's really easy. Now before we show you that, let's talk about what you'll need. So you'll start with some flour, salt, sourdough starter, olive oil, and water. You'll combine that all together in a bowl in no particular order. Now I am going to mix this on the stand mixer, but I like to incorporate it by hand at first to make it a little less messy. If you don't have a dough whisk for steps like this, you need one. It'll change your life. But of course, any kind of spatula will do. Then we'll move it over to a stand mixer, turn it on medium speed, and mix until it becomes a smooth dough. Now you'll see mine looks a little more shaggy than smooth, but it'll be just fine. You'll cover it and let it sit for 12 to 24 hours. And now we'll roll it out. This is honestly what I do on easy nights, because I will make, the recipe makes 4 personal sized pizzas in like cast iron pans, and I double the recipe, and then I freeze what we don't use the first night, which is 6 crusts. And so if I'm like tired, it's almost nothing for me to pull them out of the freezer and just put it together like you bought a frozen pizza crust from the store. So little homemade hack that one of the things that I'm learning. I'm learning a lot. I watch a lot of people, take a lot of hacks from them, and that's one of them. So if you try this, you should do it that way too. I like to do this on parchment paper because it makes cleanup easier. Okay. I'm just gonna turn this out onto my parchment paper. You could do this on your countertop if you want. Oh, I think another thing I'm gonna do is see if I can make pizza rolls from this dough. Spoiler alert, I definitely tried it. I made pizza rolls using this dough and they were fantastic. So be on the lookout for a video about that. So now, typically what you would do is you would cut it into 8 pieces, sections. Cut it in 8. So my typical routine is to roll these out and lay them out in their little balls and let them rest about 20 minutes before I go to roll them out into dough shape. I changed my mind. I'm hungry now. You hear my husband laughing? I changed my mind. You can be heard in my video. Huh? You can be heard in my video. I am gonna make them now because I'm hungry now. We went to the gym tonight, which is partly why I wanted pizza, because I knew I'd be hungry enough for it. So I'm just gonna go ahead. Now before you start rolling out your dough, you're going to want to put your cast iron pans in the oven on broiling high. So sometimes when you stretch this out into its pizza dough form, What will happen when you lay it back on the counter is that the gluten in it will want to retract. That's not a big deal, it's just what wants to happen. So you lay it back down and you let it rest a little while, and then before you put it in your pan, you'll stretch it back out. Now you're gonna want to take your preheated cast iron out of the oven. If you're gonna do 2 pizzas, just work with 1 pan at a time. Put some butter in the bottom. You can also add garlic to this if you want to. And then bring your dough over and continue to work it out, trying to make it the same size as the pan. If it is not, then you can kind of stretch it out while it's in the pan like I'm doing here, but be careful because that butter is hot and it will burn you. I know this from experience. So just do your best to make it fit and then load everything on top. Now, one thing we really like to do is freeze these crusts so that we have some on hand whenever we need an easy meal. So for that, I prepare the pan just like I would normally. I preheat it in the oven, or you can even warm it up on the stovetop. You spread the crust out just like you normally would. You let it bake on the one side, and once it starts to get bubbly and brown like it is, like you see here, then you flip it and you cook it a little bit on the other side. Then I'll take that off the heat. I'll let it cool for a little bit. We'll put it in plastic bags and then we'll freeze it. And it'll be good in there for a couple of months. And then I'm just going to continue that process with however many crusts I have made. Now to reheat these from frozen, you'll preheat your cast iron pan like before, put butter in the bottom, put the crust in the pan, and then put that pan back under the broiler just for a couple of minutes to thaw it out. Then you'll pull it back out and then put your toppings on top. And then it goes back in the oven just to finish those toppings off. And there you have it, a healthier version of pizza. I hope you try this. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if you tried it and liked it. And I hope you join me for my next video.